REED-BBS, BBS, Black Burt Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies, Televisión, Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts, Wilder Fury 2, just a week and a half away. Historic, unprecedented joint venture between Fox and ESPN, or ESPN and Fox, however you wish to word it. 2 commercials during Super Bowl 54. Shout out to the new face of the NFL, Pat Mahomes. Over 100 million people saw Wilder Fury 2 commercials twice during the Super Bowl, the actual game itself. The commercial was also aired 7 times during Super Bowl pregame shows. 767,000 peak views. Peak views for the Wilder Fury 2 countdown show, whatever it's called. Their first fight generated 325,000 pay-per-view buys. Bob Arum, he's projecting over 2 million pay-per-view buys for the rematch. Needless to say, Fox, ESPN, PBC, Top Rank, they are promoting the fuck out of this fight. They're promoting the fuck out of this fight. Wilder and Fury, they're doing their part also, man. They're talking it up. Wilder, he's like, I can win the Fury fight on points decision. Yeah, I don't know about that, but that's what my man said. He also said Tyson Fury's a con artist. He needs validation. As far as Fury knocking me out, he don't believe that himself. I do agree with that. Fury don't believe that shit. Wilder spoke of being busier, using more jabs, 2-3 punch combinations. On the Fury side, he says, I hurt Wilder a lot in the first fight. This time I'll take him out. If cut opens up, it's out of my control. If I didn't want to KO, I wouldn't have hired a Kronk trainer. Now Fury, he's well documented. He's a traveling man, as they say. He's a traveling man. And he said he's been dipping his hands in gasoline, or petrol as he called it, which is basically gasoline, to toughen his hands up like the old school bare knuckle fighting traveling man would. Fury taking it back old school, I guess. Wilder and Fury, they also both plan on coming in heavier for the rematch than the first fight. Wilder was officially 212.5 and allegedly as low as 209 the day of the fight. 212.5 was his official lowest weight since 2008. He's hoping to be in the mid-220s for the rematch. He was 223 versus Dominic Brazil, 219.5 for the rematch with Luis Ortiz. Now Wilder, he's just not a big heavyweight. He's tall. He's just slight of frame. He's been outweighed in all but 8 of his 43 pro fights. And Fury was 44 pounds heavier than him in the first fight. On Fury's side of this equation, of this coin, he's talking about weighing 270 for Wilder too. I mean, okay. So basically, my man, he's going to be rocking the extreme dad bod. Like the dad bod gone bad. Dad bod on steroids, I guess. He was 256.5 for the first Wilder fight. And he's been no heavier than 263.5 in his last 4 bouts. And to me, Fury's greatest asset is his mobility, his grace, the coordination, fluidity, athleticism. And we'll see how or if 270 pounds impacts that, man. We'll see. Past and present trainers of Wilder and Fury, they're talking it up too. Well, Wilder don't have any past trainers because JD's is still with him, even though Mark Breland kind of handles the fight night duties. JD's, he's a very frequent speaker on Wilder's behalf, as he should be. Peter Fury, Tyson's uncle, offered up comments. Ben Davison, who worked Fury's last 5 bouts, had comments that I found interesting that I'll get to in a second. And of course, Fury's hired Sugar Hill from Kronk Gym. So plush just to visualize it's like a coke rush. Vivid enough to make living this a must, and plus it's real. Sugar Hill, baby. Sugar Hill, baby. Baby. I need clarification, goddammit. Right here, right now, I need clarification. For at least 15, 20 years, I've known of this brother as Javon Sugar Hill. Hill being the last name. the nephew of Emanuel Stewart. But since joining Fury in his camp, he's being called Sugar Hill Stewart. Can somebody let a brother know? I thought again he was Javon Sugar Hill, which Sugar Hill is the last name, but now he's being called Sugar Hill Stewart. What's the what? Anyway, so things still seem amicable between Fury and Ben Davison. Chris Jericho looking motherfucker. Chris Jericho doppelganger looking ass motherfucker. Even though things seem amicable between them, he revealed a tendency, perhaps a tragic, fatal flaw on Fury, of his behalf, on Fury's behalf, man. And he did this to the masses, which is my problem. To the masses and the asses. And here's the direct quote. For Tyson, it's when he touches his face and wipes his nose. And I know Wilder worked on that and went to throw. Something happened at the end of the 8th round when Tyson got hit with the right hand on top of the head. He wiped his nose, touched his face, a bit of a reset. Then in the 12th, there was a space behind Tyson to step into to take the distance away, but he didn't do it. And I believe it was a single lapse in concentration because of the habit. Like, what? Really? Really? Maybe I'm making too much of this, but it seems shitty at worst and foolish at best for Davison to reveal this. You don't give up trade secrets like that, especially with a man who's paid you to work his corner in the past. I can see if Fury had badmouthed him after replacing him, but he hasn't. And real talk, Davison and Mrs. Fury herself did not want this rematch in the first place. So to come out and say this, to give away these tidbits, these hints, these tendencies, that just didn't sit well with me, man. Anyway, we got more to come on Wilder Fury 2 as we get into fight week. Just wanted to say something about it, let you know the interesting tidbits that have leaked thus far. REED-BBS, BBS, Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Televisión, Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.